Welcome guys! The AKM with a suppressor is quite a mythical being. It is rumored to increase recoil, and there's a lot of reports from big streamers and pro players of the gun being harder to control when suppressed. Personally, I never liked the suppressed AKM either, it just feels off. But what is the reason for this? How is it different from the stock AKM? Let's find out. The first and most obvious test is a simple recoil test. Shooting at a wall will allow us to look at the vertical and horizontal recoil. I also paid special attention to the spacing between the shots and the first bullet recoil, but those things were identical. Looking at the recoil, it also looks as good as identical. In my test, the suppressed AKM had a little less horizontal recoil, which of course is completely RNG. But it is easy to see that the suppressor does not add recoil to the weapon. But what about the kick of the weapon? When you fire the weapon, it kicks up. Is this kick higher with the suppressor? Comparing both configurations side by side, we can see that the animation kick is the exact same for both. And now let's look at the animation kick from the perspective of the player when in ADS. But there is no noticeable difference between the two. Same recoil, same kick. However, there is a noticeable thing that might affect how the weapon feels. Because when you fire the gun with the suppressor, dark smoke will appear from the tip of the gun. And this does not happen without a suppressor, or with a compensator or flash hider for that matter. The dark smoke might make it harder to see your enemy during a spray. This is, however, not a thing that is unique to the AKM, as all weapons have dark smoke coming out of the suppressors. Here I'll demonstrate how it looks with all the different assault rifles. So we're pretty much down to the sound here. The sound of the weapon can greatly influence how the weapon feels. The AKM without a suppressor feels sharp and powerful. It has a violent feel to it that makes great sense with a difficult to control weapon. The suppressor, however, makes the gun feel soft and more controllable, while it absolutely isn't. It simply sounds easier to control than it is, and I believe that this is the reason our brain gets confused here. The suppressor is still not something I would use on an AKM, namely because I'd much rather have the recoil benefit of a flash hider or compensator. I'd also prefer not to have a bunch of smoke in my line of sight, and the gun is a tad bit too long with the suppressor, which makes it bump into things more easily. For now, my conclusion is that there is no difference to the handling of the weapon when using a suppressor, and the reason it feels different is due to the sound. That's all for this video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.